the next day, I always look at the content from the night before and I see, okay, what's working, what's not working. Because if it's not working, we're not doing it again.
Right.
If it's working, we're doing it a million times.
We're doing more of it.
Yeah.
Trial and error.
So yeah, that's kind of like my posting plan.
One of the biggest obstacles artists face in the music game is access. Getting access to the people that can make it happen, or access to the information and resources you need to get to the next level. That's the key. That's why you need two of the biggest in the game on your side. Introducing McKee, Boomman. Welcome to the real industrial plug. You heard me?
Okay, so more questions, because I want to make sure they get all of the value out of this, because we're not going to have you on often. It's very,
why not? I'm just kidding.
Because as soon as we do that, everybody wanna hire Jasmine. Like, listen, I'm gonna tell y'all now, Jasmine clientele is A-list only. I'm sorry to tell you. I'm sorry to tell you, she only working with the A-listers.
And it's VLLO. Sorry.
No, I'm just playing. We do have new artists as well. We have Amari Noel. We have Manny Wells. But for the most part, I'm just to be honest, like all her clients is A-list. She's doing French Montana right now. What is that like? How do you like working with French?
He's dope.
He's dope. Why is French dope? Give us some details.
Whoa, clientele, too much, too much. I like to protect that. I was kidding. No, he's just so cool. Like, you just never know how the artist is going to be. And he's just like, he's actually shy.
Yeah.
Like, I'll say that. You wouldn't expect that, but he's shy.
Yeah. But no, French is a dope person to work with, because what makes French special is he asks a lot of questions. And you know what I mean? That's the key to success. Like, you can't be afraid to ask questions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
At any level of your career.
Exactly. And so that's why I love working with French, because he doesn't care. If it's a question, he'll ask it. And I'm very much like that. Like, I want to know. I'm very inquisitive, because I'll never pretend that I know something that I don't.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
That's what I learned from you. Just never stop asking questions, because you're always learning when you're asking questions.
Exactly. Okay, so now that we got some of the apps that you're using, tell us some of the tricks. Jasmine, we got you on here. We want to know the sauce. Tell us some of the tricks.
It's very detailed, so it's like, what do I give? Like,
give us, all right, last piece
I'll give you my process of like what I do.
Okay, go ahead.
So it's kind of like a posting plan, okay? Because I work, like he said, with a couple different artists. So I have to have a schedule, okay? People, a schedule.
Organization is key.
Because at first I wasn't. And then I had to reel it back in. But so basically what I start out with is, for each artist, is I'll like research. I'll do tons of research. I'll research what's already out there. I'll research similar content to what I think they should be posting. And I'll put like a huge list together of content they can kind of replicate. I think that's really the name of the game, is kind of looking at what's out there. Because sometimes we're not going to be motivated to like create new things all the time. So that helps me get creative, okay? And then I'll edit the content. I'll edit for the week. So that's like, what, we try to post 4 times a day. So that's like...
Yeah, y'all heard that.
Yeah, y'all heard that.
4 times a day.
Why do I not know the amount by hand? But it's a lot, okay?
4 times 7, people.
28, right? 28?
I'm going to go with she said
21 or 28.
It's not 21.
It's 28.
It's 28.
Okay, I said 28 first. I just had to make sure. But yeah, so I put that all in a schedule. I have captions ready. I have hashtags ready. Hashtags, people. Hashtags.
The key to success is organization, people. That's number one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But go ahead, continue.
And then I post. But I don't stop at posting, because a lot of people stop at posting. I look at what that post is doing. So I always go from the next day, I always look at the content from the night before and I see, okay, what's working, what's not working. Because if it's not working, we're not doing it again.
Right.
If it's working, we're doing it a million times.
We're doing more of it. Trial and error.
So yeah, that's kind of like my posting plan or process.
Okay. And that's important, because I really want people to come away from this episode knowing what it takes to be a content creator. You know what I mean? So let me ask you this now. Now that we going through your process, we've got your apps, we got your tricks of the trade. You know what I mean? What do you look for in an artist that you will want to work with? Like, what does that artist have to have for you to say, I like them?
Honestly, they have to be already like doing their own content. I have to see that they know how to work social media, that they're already putting out content.
Yeah.
Because it's like, now when I come in, okay, let's make it the next level. That's kind of like how I see it. You know?
She's the label, people. you're coming to the major label when you're dealing with Jasmine, is what she's saying. So no, so for all of you artists out there, I want y'all to know that. It's like, you know, I had Norvay Denton on the show, and he said the same thing. It's like, we don't want to look for you. I mean, we don't want to be out there looking for you. We want to find you. Meaning we want you to pop up. We want people to be talking about you. You know what I mean? We want you to like fall into our atmosphere. And so even for Jasmine, it's like, I don't want to look at you and be like, oh, I have to begin their content journey. Yeah. I want to look at you and say, oh, I can amplify their content journey. Yeah. Even going back to me and your original workings, I was making content and you said, JR, you should be doing this. It wasn't like
you weren't doing it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It wasn't like you came to me and say, hey man, you don't even do content. Let's work. No.
And I don't want you guys to think this sounds hard, because content is free, people.
It's
you
free.
Just sit your phone up and you create whatever.
You document.
You know what I'm saying?
The main thing I always tell artists, just document. Turn your phone on, record, and then you find those clips in there that are valuable, and you look at those trends and you say, I got a clip that match perfect for that trend. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then that's when you use that. That's why content never dies.
Yeah, it does.
You know what I mean? I have stuff still going viral from 3 years ago. It's constantly just keeps getting reposted. Matter of fact, me and Jasmine posted something on my page earlier today that was from 2021, and it's doing great.
And the name of the game is reposting, y'all. We would be surprised how many times we do repost and how much more it grows from there. Like, you'd be surprised, yeah.
All right, so Jasmine, let me ask you this. This is something I don't normally ask guests.
Okay.
But you know, I'm heavily invested in your career.
Okay.
What's next for you?
Oh my gosh. So in my head, right? It's breaking these artists that we have now.
Manny Wells, Amari Noel, let's go.
Yes, getting them on top because their music is
amazing.
Picasso,
yes.
I like it.
Yeah.
And personally for me, it's getting my content back right. Because it's like I create all day for everyone else, and I want to do that for me.
Okay. So boom, let's speak it into existence.
Yes.
Your content gets back right.
Yeah.
You already popping on social media, but now you mega popping.
Yeah.
Now you mega popping.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the step after that? Tell us where we going. Products. The number one reason to create a brand is to sell products. That is the reason we create artist brands. That is the reason that we're fine getting that 0.004 cents per track, per stream, because it's not really about the streaming money. It's about the brand you create, so that now I can sell you these t-shirts, these books, these NFTs, these tennis shoes.
And when you create your brand, no longer do you have to be the pitch for it. No longer do you have to sell it. Yeah. Your brand sells it for you. You know what I'm saying?
And so I'm glad we went there, because now I want people to know where your mindset should be. You know what I mean? The reason for content is to build the brand so you can do exactly what the queen just told you, sell product. Yes. What kind of products you selling, Jasmine?
So, okay, I'll give you a little inside scoop. So I want to start a clothing line for women, but I also want to do it for kids. I have 2 kids, and you know, the fashion out there for kids ain't really giving what it's supposed to give. So, that's what I want to do.
All right, so before we wrap up, I have to go into a segment called Tweet Takes.
Oh, goodness.
Now, first of all, Jasmine, we had to dig really deep to even find your Twitter.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Rick, you got the tweet?
But I will say, I used to be a heavy Twitter person. Twitter hands. I had Twitter hands. Okay.
You had Twitter hands. We had to dig really deep, but we found a tweet.
Okay.
And we want to know what you meant by this tweet. Hold on, Reek's pulling it up for us.
Oh God, I'm nervous.
We want to know what you meant by this tweet. First of all, people, the tweet is from 2017.
Oh Lord.
So how old were you in 2017?
I was 19.
That's prerequisite. This is not 24. No. This is not 24-year-old Jasmine
But wait
speaking.
A minute.
This is 19-year-old Jasmine speaking.
Okay.
So
Let's see what we talking about, y'all.
Disclaimer on this.
You don't like the tweet?
I haven't seen a tweet.
Okay.
But I knew I wanted to put a disclaimer just because you know that people like, oh man, I was 17. You can't judge me. I was a kid. So I wanted to give you that before we even got here. I wanted to make sure you had that disclaimer.
Listen.
Oh, we wait. Where's that? Where's Tahrikh? Okay.
There we go. So Lord.
At the Jasmine Eliz. This is not bad. Jasmine, your tweet was, don't let anyone take your greatness for granted.
Oh, Lord.
What did you mean when you said that?
So, let me reread this because this was, how many years ago? 7?
You were 19 years old.
Oh, don't let anyone take your greatness for granted.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what I meant is that I think we all have greatness within us, which is like our God-given talents. And I think a lot of the times is just like within ourselves, we take it for granted. And if we just put hard work behind our talent, we ourselves won't take it for granted. And therefore, if we don't take it for granted, no one else around us will take it for granted. So now you'll be in those rooms. You'll get those opportunities. So it kind of like, it starts within.
So you were talking to yourself.
I was talking to myself. I think so.
And you were telling yourself, don't take
greatness for granted.
Yes, and I want to second that because you have come in and changed my life and brand. You've come in and you know, really took NPR all the way up through there to the point where, like we said, we're now handling actors, we're handling athletes.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
We're handling the A-list clientele.
Yes.
Because of Jasmine Jones.
Thank you.
So can we get the applause really quick for Jasmine, the queen of content? Jasmine, where can they find you? Give us your socials.
So you can find me on Instagram, the Jasmine Elizabeth, on TikTok, the Jasmine Elizabeth. I'm just starting on TikTok, y'all. Random. YouTube, the Jasmine Elizabeth. Follow me, y'all.
All right, and before we get out here, I got one more question. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Tell us your best social media platforms. Like, what are the ones they should focus on? Because somebody just asked that in the live.
Okay, so I want to say TikTok, but let me say this too. Like TikTok is number one in terms of like video content, like post everything there for sure. But right now I feel like all platforms are competing with each other right now. Like TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, Triller. I would say post on all of those because I think right now the algorithm on all of those are doing so well. They're kind of like competing with each other. Yeah. So you're going to get more reach on all of them right now. So I say all the above. Exactly.
So to piggyback off that, like I sound like I'm on Clubhouse. To piggyback off that, what she's talking about when she's saying they're competing is you got to understand TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. These are all businesses, separately owned businesses. And so they're competing for your attention. And the way that they do that is by giving away audience. Mm-hmm. So TikTok will make sure things are going viral to make sure people are staying on their app. But then YouTube Shorts will say, well, we'll make you go more viral. Right. So the way to take advantage of that is by posting on all of them because you never know. YouTube Shorts may take you up through there because they want the attention that would normally have went to TikTok.
Right, exactly. You know what I mean? And that's a huge tip. That's
and so they're in strong competition. And so that's why you don't want to skip over any of those. So give those main ones again.
So TikTok, Instagram Reels, Triller, and YouTube Shorts.
Oh, and wait. So
and Snapchat.
Yeah, I was going to say, how do you feel about Snapchat?
I think there's an audience there. Wherever there's an audience right now, do it. Post it. Because the thing about content, and it's repurposeful for everywhere. It really is. Like
right. And I was just about to say, do they have to change up the content or they can use the same content?
I would say just use the same content.
So we're not saying you have to make content for every single social media platform. What we're saying is spread the content you're making across.
The same exact video, the same exact picture, all of that.
Spread it across. All right, perfect. And with that last jewel, we're going to shut it down, man. Jasmine Jones has came through, the queen of content. I hope y'all took notes. I hope y'all paid attention. I hope she inspired the future queens of content.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Queens and kings. Yes. You know what I mean? Because we also have males that work with us now that are doing content for us. So queens and kings, we hope you inspired the future ones. And to the artists, you need content creators on your team. First of all, you need to be a content creator yourself. And then secondly, you need content creators on your team. So I hope y'all paid attention, took notes. And with that, we're out of here. Another episode of Real Industry Plugs in the book, man.
Thanks for having me.
Subscribe to our YouTube. Follow us on TikTok. Follow us on Instagram. Real Industry Plugs, man. We're out every Monday through Friday. You get a new episode. Make sure you pay attention to the biggest and best music industry podcast in the game. Real Industry Plugs, man. Peace. We'll see y'all next time.
One of the biggest obstacles